My name's Bryan Falk. I'm the owner of Falk Architects. I worked for 4 other firms prior to starting our Falk Architects about 6 months ago. And I went to University of Kansas. I grew up in the Kansas City area. My parents, Mel and Coco Falk, were somebody that inspired me. My mom was always interested in the arts and pretty much always encouraged me to do arts-related activities. I remember one of the things that I really enjoyed doing as a youngster that she signed me up for was something called the Odyssey of the Mind, which was a problem-solving and kind of engineering activity for young kids. Me and a group of friends did it. Now, one year the activity was to design a machine that threw a tennis ball through a hole that was 40 feet away. And so we designed all these different machines. And I still remember that as something that I really enjoyed. I got a lot of pleasure out of doing that. And I think it pushed me towards the field of architecture. Falk Architects is about 6.5 months old, and I started it with the belief that design can inspire, and it can do great things. It can inspire people. And I believe that Topeka, most projects aren't all that inspiring. We can do better. And some of the best projects actually that come out of Topeka in the last 10 years weren't high-cost projects, but rather they were metal buildings, low-cost projects that somebody that was just being innovative did. And they're some great projects. I believe a good coat of paint can do wonders on buildings. It's just about design. It's about creating something that inspires. Well, for the last 15 years, I've really been preparing for this. Starting with school, become a licensed architect. It takes years of school and apprenticeship, and then preparation really to learn all the things you need to do to actually wear all the hats in a company, which is what I have to do at this point in my career. You have to save for startup capital for programs and software and books and all the things you need as an architect. And about maybe 6 months prior to opening, I started to get all my ducks in a row as far as what I needed to do. I needed to open bank accounts, get my company registered with the state, registered with the federal government. All those steps took a while to get in place, especially when you have another job. But by the time I had all those things ready, taking the final plunge was fairly simple, and it made a lot of sense to do. I remember the first day I started the company, the first day of work with the new company. It was a great feeling. I was calling people I did business with in the past and really got some great responses about the plunge. And I'm glad I did it. That was one of the most memorable days of my life. I'd say probably the first time I sent an invoice with Falk Architect's letterhead and invoiced a client and realized that I'd done the work and I was steering my own ship, and that the client was happy and they were happy to pay, and I was kind of felt good the first time. Now it becomes a little bit tedious to do the invoicing, but it felt good that first day of invoicing. It felt really good. When I first started the company, I met with Glenda Washington and Carl Klein and picked both of their brains about things I needed to be doing, especially from a business development standpoint. And both of them were very helpful. A lot of it I knew already, but you don't know what you don't know, and they're great resources, and they kind of went through all the things that I should be doing, made sure I was doing them. So there's a few key things that they helped me realize I should be doing that maybe I wouldn't have done without their assistance, and I really appreciate that. Well, as I was thinking about starting this business, what I considered was, what are the alternatives? So even if I do this and I fail miserably, I can always go get another job. So I figured I might as well try. And you only live once, that's what they say, right? So I did it and haven't looked back. And even if I fail tomorrow or a year from now or 5 years from now, I know I can always get another job. However, you got to take the plunge if you want to give it a shot. So that's what I did. I'd advise everybody, if the entrepreneurial spirit is calling you, listen to it, prepare, and then do it. And if it doesn't work out, try again, or go work for somebody else. That's okay. At least you tried.